Get started. Hello, my name is Paul Soche. I'm the founder of FBA Insiders, and I've got Santosh and Victoria with me today. And we are going to be talking about OA leads. So this video is specifically for a newer seller who does not really know how to use a list, or maybe you've used lists and they haven't been successful. We wanted to show you today how you can use our online arbitrage list, and really for that matter, any OA list, to increase your profits and ideally, save you time in your sourcing. So we've been doing this for a long time. And so Victoria and Santosh and myself, we're going to basically be analyzing the leads from some past lists of ours to show you how you can maximize your profit in those leads. So Victoria, Santosh, you want to add anything before we get started?
Now, welcome, guys, and I look forward to sharing with you how we talk about our leads and give you ideas of using this list to maximize your OA purchases.
Awesome. All right, so Victoria, you want to go ahead and share your screen, and we will just get right to it.
Okay.
So this is one of our past lists that we sold. We do subscription lists as well as daily lists on Saturdays. So if you just are looking for a one-day list, we have that option as well. And then Saturday. Wow, that's a lot of leads.
Yeah. So this is a Saturday list that we put out a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to kind of just go through maybe 4 or 5 of them and show you kind of what we're looking for, how we choose a lead, and how to find other leads from that specific lead. So we'll just start at the top and kind of go from there.
Really quick, Victoria, let's give a kind of a 30,000-foot view of the list before we jump into the weeds of it. So this list, guys, just to let y'all know, we sell it for $20. This is, again, a daily list. We also have a subscription as well to where the actual daily lists are cheaper. But let's just say somebody actually paid $20 for this list. Victoria, do me a favor. Go over and highlight column N with the net profit column. Just click that in up there at the top. Yep. And let's just look. So just in this list, the orange leads are leads that don't meet our parameters. But if you only bought one of every item of the white leads, right? These are the ones that meet our parameters. If you just bought one, that's $121.82 in profit right there. Just one of each one. Now, obviously, you're not going to do that. You're going to buy 3s and 5s and 10s and that kind of stuff. And then we're also going to show you how to go and find a bunch of other leads. So if you're kind of curious about, like, man, is it really worth the investment to buy a list? Absolutely, for sure. And this is, Santosh, Victoria, tell me, is this a normal amount of leads that we supply on a Saturday list? Is this more or less?
This is a little bit more. Usually the Saturday list is about 15 white leads, approximately anywhere between 13 to 15 white leads. And then anything extra we also put it on there that kind of are profitable but might not meet our criteria in terms of we're not so happy with the rank, or we're not so happy with the keeper graph. But still, they're profitable leads, and it might be profitable for someone else, because there are different kind of sellers. Some have really strict criteria, and some folks are kind of new. They don't mind taking a lower rank, but there's less competition on those. So based on that, we throw in some extra couple orange. But this is July 4th weekend, so there was a lot more sales available. So that's why. And then if we find more leads, we just put it on there, because we don't release multiple Saturday lists at this point. So if our team comes together and we have more leads, we just make it all available on this one-day list. But on an average, it's close to 15 white leads is what you'll see.
Very good. Awesome. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And as we get going, you can go ahead and click that link, that source link there. We'll get rolling into this, and we'll show you how you can really start tacking up that profit. And I'm going to try to do a good job of tracking how much profit you're finding as you're going about this.
Okay. Perfect. So the first one's going to take us to Barnes & Noble. And let me move you guys here. So this one is actually out of stock online. But if you go, you can see that there's a 30% off sale at Barnes & Noble, and it's on Monopoly. So I would just go up here and type Monopoly in toys. and kind of see what else they have that's on sale. So they have a Toy Story Monopoly that looks like it's 50% off. So it's $9.99. So we would just go to Amazon.
So Victoria, you kind of knew. Did you know the sale at Barnes and Noble, or did you know that Monopoly? Like, what was the clue there to go and type Monopoly in?
I did not know that Barnes and Noble was having a sale, but if they have like one Monopoly on sale, it takes me 4 seconds to type in Monopoly and see if there's other Monopolies on sale.
Well, I
And
think
it turns out that there are.
the inexperienced seller might not understand that. Hey, what other clues can I take from this lead to go find similar leads as well? And so there's a little bit of that, like there's multiple different monopolies, and so if you've sold toys for a little bit, you understand that. So some of this will be a little bit of experience, but this is definitely like, as you're looking at each lead, you want to kind of ask the question, what other products similar to this lead would also be for sale? And now we're kind of jumping into manual sourcing. So go ahead.
Yeah, very
and then
true, very true.
sometimes when you get this list is we're reviewing right now is from 2 weeks ago. So some of these leads might be out of stock, but most probably the first step you would normally do is to open up, both the products right on Barnes and Noble and Amazon, and that gives you a feel for the product. But in this case, since it was out of stock, we're also showing you if that happens, or if you want to kind of follow some rabbit trails and find more similar products, this is another way for you to do that.
Mm-hmm. Very true. So the other Monopoly was 30% off. This one's 50% off. So I would just go open up Amazon and type in, and there it is. I would click on it.
Make sure it's a match.
And it's the same thing. It looks like it has 48 sellers, kind of a lot of sellers. But I would just test it anyways. So $9.99, and Barnes and Noble does, if you're part of their membership program, there's no shipping. So it looks like it's a profit of still 53%. The Keeper Graph is fantastic. It looks like Amazon maybe jumps on for a second or two, but the price is more or less pretty stable on it. I personally know that because I'm in Walmart and Target every day, that you can't find these in Walmart and Target anymore, which makes me think that this is about to be discontinued. I don't know for sure. I haven't researched it, but if Barnes and Noble is clearancing it out and you can't find it at Walmart and Target, if it's hard to find it, the price would only go up.
So looking at this, scroll down to that Keep It chart.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't know anything really about toys, right, or Monopoly, or like that insider information that you have, right, that many people more than likely may not have, what I pay attention to is that. So the red triangles on the Keep It graph, guys, that is the current FBA price, and it's been hovering at that $24.99 for the last week or 10 days or so. But you'll notice that price drops simultaneously with the number of sellers that are increasing. So the bottom part there, that blue line, that is increasingly going up, that's that new count offer. So more and more people are getting their hands on this product. Like we said, this was last week's lead list, and so obviously we're not the only people that shop at Barnes and Noble and source there. So other people are going to also find this thing. But what I'm paying attention to is data, right? And that's really what we want to show you here is the data is showing the price is pretty much stable at that $24.98, and you can buy it for $10. So really what you're concerned about is buy low, sell high, right? So the price could jump up to, $30, $40 potentially. But what you want to really look at is at this current price, will it even go any lower? So what I would look at is maybe a year's worth of data to see, okay, if the sellers continue to go up, how low will this price go? So when Amazon was on it, which they're not going to be jumping on it probably ever again, they were selling it for 10, $19. So, they were, so they were at $11.99. FBA was, oh man, those people were definitely losing money.
Yes.
At $11.99, they were just trying to get out of it. But the price is really stable at this point. And so even though I think the buy box is even suppressed, right, on this listing, even
Yes.
though so even though it's suppressed, it's still moving really well. And so again, I look at it from a, like, even don't be discouraged if you don't have all the insider information. Just learn how to read this graph really well, right? And so yeah, I mean, I would definitely get it. And scroll back up really quick to that to the profit there. So $5.33. You've got, the price can drop probably all the way down to $19.99 until you're breaking even. Yeah, so you definitely some wiggle room there to play with. How would y'all look at that? How many of these would you get, Victoria?
I have bought many, actually.
Well, so if you were going to buy this right now for your supply, given the number of sellers and all that, how many would you purchase of this?
I would purchase probably up to 50. And let me just put a caveat on that, is that Q4 is coming. And I believe that it's about to be discontinued. And I think that the price is only going to go up on this particular one.
Right. So let's say if it wasn't going to go up, if you didn't think that, let's just pretend that it's not about the BQ4 and it's normal times, and the graph is going to stay the same at this current rank. How many would you get?
I would between 5 and 10.
Yeah, I would say a very conservative number is 5. Super conservative if you want to, go wide, not deep.
Yeah.
Deep, definitely 50 for sure.
Yeah.
That is taking a little bit of a gamble, but again, it's like, and what I love about this, Victoria, what you're exposing is like, man, when you're in this game, like when you are just like, you're in it all the time, so many other things that other sellers don't. And Santos, you can attest to that too, with, the shoes and things that you source and different stuff. Just when you're in it, you can, you become more and more of an expert every day.
Yeah, and plus you also get an idea of the store. Like, for example, Victoria just told you about how Barnes & Nobles work with the free shipping, and then they have some other programs, and different stores have that, like Bed Bath & Beyond has that, I think $29 a month. You join and you get an additional discount. So if you're kind of starting to source from a store a lot, you'll start to know that, hey, I could do this with this. I can get a coupon or cash back and do more things to even increase your ROI more. Maybe you know that you always get a 3% cash back with Barnes and Nobles or Bed Bath and Beyond or some other store. So you get all of these things that you get good at because you're buying from that store. So hopefully the list also is just an idea for you to know where the discounts are, where the deals are right now. But you can kind of build off of that. And if you start liking a store, you're finding that they're shipping fast, the boxes are coming to you in good shape, and you're kind of overall happy, that could be a store that you can start using to go and do your own manual sourcing or learn more about. So yeah, as you get into this whole process of buying and selling, you'll get good at certain categories and some stores, and that's going to be another strength for you to grow off of.
Scroll up really quick to that profit, Victoria. 533. All right, I'm gonna write down that we would buy 10.
Okay.
I would get 10.
All right, 10.
All right.
So, and then it doesn't end there. I mean, you don't find one and you move on. I mean, this one here, available online, $27.99. So we'll check Caroline. I don't know much about Caroline because I have boys, but we'll check her anyways.
I've never even heard of that before.
Really?
No.
Okay. I don't know her either. So we'll put that in. And she was $27.99. Okay, so she's going for 53.
And the buy box is still there.
So we'll look, she's selling.
Yeah.
She's kind of staying in that range. She's gone up all the way to 62.
Yeah.
The sellers too are going up, but we'll put here, what was she, $27.99? Also 40%.
Yep, that's a decent ROI. And this kind of brings up the point of what is your specific parameters. Every seller has some people, they say, look, I mean, if I can make $10, buy it all day long, who cares what the ROI is? Or some sellers might say, I'm limited on my capital, and so I need at least a 80-90% ROI all day long. So it all depends on your circumstance, but I would certainly buy this all day long. Let me point out, AZ Insight has this little red flag up there at the top. That is a crowdsourced IP claim. That was on 1/30, January 30th. So take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, many people sell Monopoly all day long. And so the main thing that you want to look at when you hear about IP claims is, when you're looking at that Keeper graph, you see like a sudden just drop off in sellers. That means that everybody was just taken off right away. Right now you can see a bunch of sellers jumping on. You see that bottom graph, sellers are going in and out, and now the item is on sale, and so now people are scooping it up, bringing it in there. So so how many of these would you get, Victoria? A little bit of a slower sales rank.
It is a bit of a slower rank, but I mean the profit is good enough for me. I would probably, I would probably maybe 5 to 10, I would say, and test it.
I would say I'm a little more conservative. I would go like 3 to 5.
Okay.
But maybe my gambling heart is not as big as yours. How many would you get of this?
I would also take a look at how I see some of the sellers are there at FBM. So if I might take a look at what quantity people are having, the ones that are who have it in stock. You could use a stock checker, and depending on if something like a slightly slower mover, depending on how fast I want to get my money, turn it around, I sometimes might take a look and see, okay, how much does other sellers have in stock, at least the FBA sellers. So, and then kind of make the decision. But to test it out, maybe 5 to 7, around that range. But just because the rank is slightly higher. But again, right now we're in August, so this could start doing really well later on. And maybe I want to buy more of those products right now. Maybe Barnes and Nobles might not have the same deal, or it might go out of stock again. So, that is a factor that comes in place. But just looking at the stock checker, it doesn't look like there's any deep sellers in there, especially when it comes to FBA. And I know on our leads we discuss both FBA and FBM, but I mostly do more FBA. So if I find that there's enough of a room for me to send in more, I will probably buy more and send it in.
Yeah, and FBM has really, as COVID has, just completely messed everything up with our FBA, FBM normal, like who gets the buy box and all that kind of stuff. I would say at the current time of this recording on July 14th, 2020, right now FBA is definitely going to get that buy box because Amazon can keep up with their fulfillment. The moment that Amazon can no longer keep up with their fulfillment and the promise of Prime, expect to start seeing FBM jumping in that buy box. Or maybe not even jumping in the buy box, just getting sales because people want items in 2 days or 3 days. They don't want to wait 2 weeks, right? So I'm going to write down 5 of these getting purchased. What's our profit on it?
11.22.
All right. And
then you can. Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's really funny that we've only stayed with one lead in the first however long we've been recording. I know we're talking a lot about it, but that's only this is just one lead, and we've already found. Let me just do some math here. We've already found over $100 in profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
And it's, you can go back and forth, on every single one of these, but it looks like they have a bunch of monopolies. It's the same process for each one. You just click on it, make sure it's available, and then just copy and paste, the title into Amazon and see what it's going for, Yeah.
So the overview of this, guys, is you find something that has a sale going on, and then you kind of ask yourself the question, what is this sale on all toys? Is it Monopoly toys? Is it Lego? Is it whatever? And you start kind of asking those questions and thinking outside of the box or outside of the list. Maybe we can coin that slogan, think outside of the list. And, that's how you're really going to make some nice, chunks of change from these lists. And not to mention to scoot away from some competition. I know that these keeper charts we just looked at, the number of sellers are increasing, but when you're going off the list or using the leads as a lead, leading you to other things, then you can definitely increase that profit. So do you want to jump over to another another list or another lead?
This one is also from Barnes and Noble. It's a Lego. Barnes and Noble does a really good job of letting you know when Legos are retiring. And that's amazing information to have, especially if it's something that sells really well. So this is 4163. So $9.99. So it looks like the price has dropped just a little bit since the list was posted. But you can you put a label on it and throw it in a box. I mean, there's zero prep to this whatsoever, so maybe a lower.
But you're still making some decent money there on that. I mean, it's 365, but like you're saying, like all these little things add up, guys. Some you're gonna make $10 profits, some you're gonna make 4, 3, whatever. So if this is below your threshold, that's okay. Just pass it up. If it's not, then I'd certainly buy it.
I would too. I mean, and you got to think about what your time is worth too. I mean, if you get something, that is, I think we're going to look at some shampoo and stuff later. But that takes prep time. You got to put an easy grip on it. You got to bag it. You got to, sometimes you need an expiration date. I mean, that's okay. So it's 60% ROI, but it's going to take you 6 or 7 minutes to prep each one. This Lego, okay, 37% ROI. You literally put a label on it and throw it in a box. I mean, it's 30 seconds. So, you just kind of factor those in too when you're looking at products.
Another thing is because it might be going out of stock right now, maybe more people are getting in, stocking up on it, just knowing that later on, once the Q4 comes up, they should be able to sell it. And sometimes that's another thing. You can also go historically, and if you go back for a year for some products, especially toys, and get an idea of how much the price was during last Q4. And if you think that this is a product that might sell again, that kind of gives you a baseline that you're buying it low, but you're hoping to kind of sell it after some time. And it just depends on how long of your time that you're looking for to get this item sold. But if you don't mind holding, it could still be considered almost like a hold, buy and hold strategy till this market kind of goes up and you're able to make money out of it.
Sure, absolutely. And then, just to kind of go back into the website, you can type in on Barnes and Noble Lego and retire. And it will give you all of the ones that are retiring soon. So you pick one. This one's still available online. So it's $61.50. You just go over here to Amazon. $60 or $50? $50. And this one's going for $36. Also selling just as fast. It was $19.95. Still, I'm 32%, but you make $6.20.
Yeah, and then here we're just showing you different ways where you can take the same, once you got that one lead coming from the list that tells you that there are some products on sale from Barnes and Nobles, just different ways of kind of reverse sourcing or manual sourcing from one lead into more different leads. But again, it's another way. And if perhaps one Lego product is not, you know, a good fit for you, maybe you can look into something else. Or perhaps if the sales rank on this or the profit on this doesn't meet your criteria, you can still go back and look for another product as well. So these are just different ways for you to take the leads off the lead list, and then just kind of go more into the rabbit trails and find similar products or products that have a discount or ranks that meets it. Yeah, Paul.
Are you recording?
Yeah, I think it's still recording.
Did you notice that I left? And anyways, all right. So I don't need to record on my side.
You could. That's fine. Go ahead, just in case something goes wrong. It's always good to have another backup recording.
Yeah.
Multiple backups. Good. I don't know what happened.
So
how much profit did you find while I was out?
We just looked into one more product, and then and Victor, do we have some other besides Barnes and Noble and other websites that we can look into too? So that way we can kind of give a little bit of variety.
Here's Sally's.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just a generic brand of shampoo. It's probably made in the same factory as Clairol, but generic. So it's $10.99. Go here. I'm gonna put $10.99. This one too has dropped a little bit. It's at 30. It's at 36%. We'll go down here and look at the Keepa. You know, it sells pretty regularly. Let me move this screen over here. But what I also like to do when I'm looking at an Amazon listing and just kind of finding something else is I'll go down here and frequently bought together. So here is, we have what, the conditioner?
Shampoo.
This one's the shampoo. Okay, so what goes with shampoo? Conditioner, right? Of course. So here's the conditioner. This one's the 16 ounce. So I will go back to Sally's. And pick out shampoo. No, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, we'll pick one of these. So
follow the rabbit trail, guys.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, where were we? Here we go. So here is the conditioner. And the conditioner is cheaper. As you want to check, it's still 16 ounces. So you want to make sure that you have the right product. It's $7.79, so we'll go back. And that one has a far better ROI than the shampoo that you have. So this one, the Keepa's not. Let's see if there's a different one.
So guys, as you're doing this, you're paying attention to all the details, right? The size, the title. You want to make sure that you are, you know, if you're looking at buying a 33.8 ounce, you want to make sure that that is, you know, that they match up. So something that's super important. That's what, with our lists, you know, we've got multiple levels where people review them to where we make sure that everything matches up right and all that. So as you're getting outside the list, you just obviously want to make sure that everything matches.
Yeah, for sure. And then you can also just type in the generic at the top of Amazon and see what's there. Amazon does a really good thing of, you know, what's higher on the page sells faster. So you can just, you know, go backwards from that point. So there's a leave-in conditioner. So just copy the title and then maybe go back to Sally's. So this leave-in conditioner for Miracle 10 is $9.99. Make sure that they have it in stock. Go back to Amazon. Selling here for $20.39. Now the thing about this is it's 4 ounces. It's going to be less weight, so less shipping to Amazon. It comes with a cap, so you don't need less prep, and sells great.
Yeah.
Very low seller count. There's only 6. I would probably buy 4 of these and test it out, 4 or 5. Test it, see how it goes.
Did you I only have 2. This is the 3rd item that I got. Did you have another one that you were going to get from the Lego?
No, we did 2, and then this is the 3rd one. Yep.
Okay. Good
And
deal.
And then what do you might want to notice, guys, is that where we have the list, and I know the most easiest thing is to say, okay, click on the leads and then buy them. But what we're really showing you is just like what else could you do with the list, you know? Because of course you can click on the leads, and as long as they're in stock, and it doesn't take much for anyone to put things in a cart and do a checkout. But the goal of our video is to show you that look at those leads, but also expand and go beyond that and find other products that could then help you make even more profit on the list, not just the leads that we're putting. Because of course those have a certain value and there's a profit in there. But maybe you find that, hey, you know what, there's too many sellers, or there could be something else. Maybe you're gated on a product, okay, but now you go in and you found that you're gated on that product, but now you know that this particular site, Sally's Beauty, might be having a 20% coupon for 4 different categories for that day. So that could take you into rabbit trail of looking for other products that might be on a discounted, and you can again use the same method that Victoria just now showed you to go back and find similar products for different products that you might be ungated on. So the reason I want to share that with you is, like, there could be some products on every list we don't know who's gated and who's ungated in products, so we kind of make it as general as possible. But there's still a lot of value. So even if you're gated on a few products, go to some that you're not gated on, or go to the website and you'll see that, okay, this category has got a discount, and then backtrack from there to find something else that you can actually sell. And this helps you, if you're a newer seller, to gradually grow your sales on Amazon. That'll eventually get you to a point where your Amazon might start opening up more brands to you because you have a history of good reviews, good sales, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as far as the being gated, like not everyone can sell Lego, not everyone can sell beauty, so don't let that be the discouragement. Look at that as ask the question, how do I get ungated in these things? And you can ask those questions in our Facebook group. You can ask them, wherever. You can reach out to us directly. So there's a lot of things that you can do to, don't look at each blockade as man, I should just stop doing this. Look at it as just a hurdle to jump over. We've all had to do that. That's just the name of the game. So, and we do our best to put as many things as possible on this list where they are ungated for the majority of sellers. But those leads, Santosh and I had a long conversation about this, about like how few and far between those leads are. They are, you have to hunt pretty hard for them. So definitely want to encourage you to get us ungated in as many things as possible to just widen the scope of what you can purchase. So do y'all want to look at a couple more?
Yeah, so we did Sally's. Let's see what here we have.
One thing that I like to do whenever I'm sourcing the list too, so like there's a lot of leads for Sally Beauty, there's several for Barnes & Noble, to stack up that shopping cart, especially if it's like, if you spend $100, you get a discount or free shipping or something like that. That time in checkout, it is basically, cut down to where you can buy a lot from one website versus, multiple websites. I don't know. Do y'all like to do that as far as like
I do.
using,
Yeah, and we try to do that also in the list as far as possible. Is like if we find a good deal going on, we try to give more leads from that on that particular list from that day, because it makes it easier to place a bigger order, get to the minimum free shipping, and things like that. So again, if you find one good product and you know you can add to your cart, go back and do some reverse search, or like some of the strategies that Victoria just now shared, and maybe one product might give you that 60% ROI and $10 profit, but there might be something else that's only $3 profit or $4 profit, but still meets a minimum ROI that makes it worth your time, but that gets you to that free shipping or whatever criteria you need to then go ahead and check out and be able to make that purchase.
deal? Good deal. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Which one are we pulling up? Target?
Yeah, I'll pull up Target. So here's a trick that I know about with Target is Target has the same sales and they are on a rotating schedule. So any lead that I see from Target, I save in a separate spreadsheet and I have them separated by category. Like I'll have the home, or I'll have beauty, or I'll have toys, because Target does, 15% off categories. And so each week they change their sales or whatnot. But if it's, you open it up on Sunday or whatever, and you figure, this week is beauty, well, then you can go back to the spreadsheet that you have and all these, because Target doesn't really change out their beauty, so to speak. I mean, it's the stuff that they have is pretty much always available. So you can go back and, something that was profitable full price, check on it again, just because it's, on a lead list from a couple weeks ago, doesn't mean it's just still not going to be great. So this one is Tylenol from Target. It's 100 capsules for $10.49. And I'm always kind of amazed what's on this list, like Tylenol. Like who, when I'm out RA, I never pick up Tylenol and check it, like I feel like, yeah. So it's the OA lead list has also helped me in my RA shopping because it just shows me how much more is on Amazon,
Victoria, I'm going to do a shameless plug for you.
Okay.
That webinar you did, there's the Target sourcing tips webinar. That is kind of like you were just hinting a little bit at it of like what you know about Target, guys. Victoria knows Target like the back of her hand. We actually recorded a video for RA or OA. It's both applicable there. And like knowing the sales and all that kind of stuff. So if you go to FBAinsiders.co/shop, you will be able to find that Target webinar in there. So just wanted to shamelessly plug that for you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love Target. I didn't used to love it, but when I kind of figured out their sales schedule, I spend far too much money at Target. I mean, just insane. And I don't even think any of it's for me. So here again, we can go back and look at frequently bought together. So there's Tylenol arthritis. The price is kind of low, but if we go up here and type Tylenol bundle, maybe we'll get lucky. Helps if I spell it right. So there's a liquid and a chewable. That price isn't that great, but okay. So what's this one over here? Let me move you guys. So a Tylenol and a Motrin. So if you're looking at, you'd have to look up each one individually, but that for $31 looks like it might be. So you would just go to Target and type in Motrin for $2.25, children's Motrin, and I would, even though if you're not ungated in that for that particular listing, if you can't sell Motrin, I wouldn't recommend selling a bundle that has Motrin in it, just to avoid kind of some issues because they're not always coded right. So there's a Tylenol multi-pack here. See what the keeper looks like on that. Nope, I would not buy that. Kind of scary. So go here. PM. I think we lost Paul again.
Yeah, I think so too.
So 500 PM, go back to target. They don't, it was 500? No, 150. Same price. So, I mean, it's not always, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of effort and time. Kind of look at things, but you can always just type in Tylenol on Target. See if you can find one with, so this one has a gift card associated with it. This is their off-brand, which might be selling.
Paul,
Selling a
Paul,
little
I hit
bit
the record button, okay, since you had kind of bounced off.
All right, let's find a different one. We did Sally's.
You want to do a one of the orange leads?
Yeah, let's do that. This one's Barnes and Noble.
Maybe do Bed Bath and Beyond just to get a different website.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, okay, this is a good one to pick. Good one to pick. So this one, let's see why it was marked orange. This one was a slow mover. So it is a Fiesta Cup. So here's kind of what Santosh was talking about earlier, the Beyond Plus membership. It's 20% off everything all the time. I'm not actually logged in right now, but I am a member. So what other people are buying at $9.99, you know, you can get it $7.99 at this point. Would also just, you know, I'll mention note is that Bed Bath and Beyond also owns Bye Bye Baby. They're the same company. So if a lead is ever posted on Bye Bye Baby, you can copy and paste it into Bed Bath and Beyond. They have 90% of the same stuff, but with the Bed Bath and Beyond, you can use your 20% off. So
And this is like I think it only costs like $29 for a year, so definitely.
yeah, $29 a year. I mean, well worth it.
Well worth it.
What price is on the list? $9.99 or $7.99?
We usually put
$9.99.
$9.99.
They don't have it.
Yeah. So, you know, one thing, guys, is, you know, if you're looking at a lead or a product on a source site and you know that other people can get it for cheaper than like $2 cheaper, well, that means that the price can drop much more and they can still be making money when if you bought it at $9.99 wouldn't. So, well, the name of the game with this is really, you know, part of it is getting, you know, asking the question, how can you lower your costs? That's a very obvious one. There's discounted gift cards. We also have a webinar for that in our shop. There's all types of ways of dropping it, like Santosh was talking about, cashback sites, all that kind of stuff. And maybe later on, if we get some requests, we can do some videos on that, some different cashback sites and things for people.
Sure.
Yeah, and even though it's kind of marked orange, I do want to share with you that sometimes like we have to kind of have for our list a certain criteria. So we try to go for like the top 1% or top 2% or something along those lines, and that percentage moves up and down because right now this is like in the top 1.15. It's still a pretty good ranking thing, and it's got about 58 sales. But maybe based on what we want on the list, it might not be perfect for us, but it's still a good lead. So that's why we post it as orange. And for someone who might be gated in some other brand, they come to us and say, you know what, I'm not gated on this. I'm okay with slightly a slower mover. Maybe this is a product that I want to get into. And then you have that 20% off because you have the membership. And then maybe you have some cashback and other things. So it kind of makes it worth for you to try to at least test this product and see if that kind of helps you, again, open up your account more. Plus, you get an idea if you haven't sourced in Bed Bath and Beyond. Now, this gives you an idea of how to source from there and make profit from a new website.
The well, one thing about this particular lead is the variations.
Yes.
So it looks like there's what 9, 10 variations that are
And
active.
I used to hate listings with variations, but I, since using, Ace and Send, I like it very much because you can click over here to variations and you can look, it'll list all the colors, but you can kind of scroll over.
So this is AZ Insight, guys. We can provide a link for this. This is just the calculator that we like to use. Another great one is called Rev Seller. We're not impartial. Just use one that's providing you the data that you need. So the sales rank here, you'll notice that it's all the same. So when you look at a listing and the sales rank is the same for all the variations, what that means is that all of the sales for all the variations are being fed into the same sales rank. So you don't know, does the black sell, the ivory, lemongrass, paprika, how fast do they sell? So your only real hunch is based off of reviews. And is that what you were about to show, Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Percentage there. So, price is obviously important, but that review percentage is really important. So which one has that 19.44, the 16? So the one that's priced 22.32, there's 7 reviews on it.
Scarlet, yeah, Scarlet. No, further down.
Down low, the Scarlet. Further down.
Oh.
Yep, right there. Yeah, so that one is selling for $22. What's the cost on these? $7.99?
Yeah, so then you go back here.
That is a piece.
Yeah.
But you might just have to type in Scarlet, huh? Does it show the...
I think it's Fiesta Cup in Scarlet. It might be.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
So still $9.99, $7.99.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the so this is, guys, what I would look at here is really I would look at price first, and then I would look at the review percentage. So I want it to be a price at a certain point, and then I want there to be reviews. Now, the issue here is that you don't really know how many sales it's going to get, so you can look at that average sales rank, and you can look at Jungle Scout calculator or something like that to give you an idea of how many units per month are moving at that rank, and then divide that out by a percentage, right? And then you would test a certain amount. But scroll down to the rank or to the key chart. Sorry. So it's it's moving. This isn't the sexiest rank or keep a chart in my opinion, but I would definitely buy like 3 to 5 of the Scarlet.
Yeah.
It could be that price point's fairly high, but we're still definitely buying it for sure. So you could kind of camp out on this listing for quite some time.
You really could, yeah.
You just run through each variation. So yeah, and on this particular one, there's only a merchant fulfilled seller, adding in shipping. So if you came in as FBA on this variation, you'd get the buy box right away.
Sure.
Given that your price is within reason.
Right. And then, too, I mean, what goes with a coffee cup, but, a saucer. So, I mean, you could sit and go back here and look for other Fiesta wares. So Scarlet, this particular color sells well. You can just do, take out cup.
What's your thoughts about prep for these types of things?
I would wrap in paper or bubbles, and then I would put it in a separate box and put air bubbles around it, tape that up, and send it in that way.
Yeah. So where are you getting your boxes from?
I get my boxes from Uline. I'm very fortunate to have one about 7 miles away from me, so I can just go pick up in 15 minutes. I mean, they're that fast. So
yeah, it's awesome. Yep. So you gotta figure in all that those extra expenses, guys. I mean, the box that's not terribly expensive, but it obviously adds into the bottom line. Make sure that 1783. Are they not?
They don't have the buy box.
They have 3 ratings.
They may be on back order.
It says it's going to deliver by the 18th, but I have a feeling it could be because of the lower number of ratings.
Could be.
They only have 3.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. I don't know. It should at 1783 they should be in the buy box for sure. So who's to say? It could just be that it's suppressed. Because I think it is actually suppressed on this particular one.
Yeah.
Well, good. What do y'all think about closing it out? Don't want to do one more? Or, I mean, I'd say that's pretty sufficient.
Yeah, I think we covered a decent amount of different leads and give everyone an idea of, the brands and the stores and how to just kind of go through the rabbit hole and make the most out of this single list, because we have taken almost close to 45 minutes and we just looked at about 3 or 4 leads. Yeah. And on a list, we usually give you about 15 to 20 leads. So there's enough for anyone to, take those leads as a baseline and build off of that and, make multiple times the profit.
Yeah. So just in the short time, I didn't figure in the Scarlet, just the 3 leads that I wrote down, that profit was $133.40. In this very, very short time of us coaching and showing. And imagine if you were just doing it, not, you were uninterrupted, right? Your phone shut off. I got one of these cool little time cubes here that it's like, okay, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be, where's the 5? Where's the 30? There it is. For the next 30 minutes, I'm going to be working on it. Just flip it up to 30 and then it counts and goes. It's just one way, to be able to get in the zone. Victoria, why don't you go ahead and unshare your screen really quick? I want to let people know how they can find us, purchase our leads, stay in touch with us, and all that fun stuff. So let's see here. Go ahead and close that stuff out. You can see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So if you would like to purchase a list, or maybe you already did, but you want to access more stuff, you can go here to the Online Arbitrage tab, and we have our premium shoe list. We didn't talk about shoes today because that's a whole nother ball of wax. But this is our everyday list, so you can purchase here and then check out some specifics about that. And then our daily list, we're currently just emailing those out, so you can join our email list by subscribing on the homepage. And then you can also follow us on Facebook as well. If you just search FBA Insiders on Facebook, you'll find our free group there. And then I wanted to show you just really quick this shop. So here is the expert target sourcing tips. We've got a lot of different things in here, Starbucks, dating, and we do a bunch of different groups.
Paul? I think we lost Paul.
I think we did too.
Let me just check if he's still there. I see him still sharing his screen. I'm going to give him another minute, and if not, we'll wrap it up, because for most people, yes, in case you guys just would like to know more, I know you probably got this video after buying the list, or we might have sent it out to you in an email, but just go ahead and sign up for our newsletter or engage with us on the FBA Insiders Facebook group. It's a free group, and whenever we release our weekly, which usually the one a day list comes in on Saturdays. Um, and then the Monday to Friday list is available pretty much. You can join through the website, and you get a list every day, whether you want to get into shoes or the everyday products. Monday to Friday, we send the list usually somewhere around 12 or 1 o'clock Eastern is when the list comes out.
Good.
Get
Dude,
going.
I think I'm gonna cancel Zoom. This has been the worst experience. I have no idea what's happening. Why I keep getting the boot. Sorry.
But yeah, I kind of wrapped up and let people know how they can kind of engage and get to know more about the
Awesome.
list. So yeah, visit our website, guys. Go to the Facebook, join the group. It's a free group where you could ask questions, learn more. And just find out if you're new, just getting started. Always a great place to get started out, because especially now with COVID, you can't even go out much. So it gives you an idea, and there's more data. What I like, I'm more an OA seller. I know Victoria and Paul do a lot more RA, and Paul does great at wholesale, but I'm mostly an OA seller. And I like the fact that I can see more data, especially in front of a computer. I mean, just with one lead, we had so much to give you, because there's this keeper graph, and there's profit you could look at, and then you can also kind of quickly go through more listings and find out. So it makes it a lot more easier. I like OA more than even RA, just because you can do that. But OA comes with its own challenges. Like there's only some stores might limit you to how much you want to buy, but then you can go more wide and buy separate listings. But that's why I like OA, and I'm hope you this OA list will be a good fit for you, and it'll just be a great starting point for you to get profit, and make some money off of Amazon, and off of in general. Hopefully, it's a good starting point for you to start a business if you're just getting new or getting started on Amazon.
Absolutely. So we'll probably get this uploaded to YouTube and have links for all the stuff that we talked about. And so kind of wherever you're viewing this, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or email or whatever, you'll be able to have those links. So,
all right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah,
Awesome.
of course.
And stay safe, everyone.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.